welcome back to Him and I. Today I went to Home Depot and got a 3/4 inch piece of oak plywood, and I ripped it down, they ripped it down there at 1 foot, two 1 foot sections. And what we're gonna do today is we're gonna make a awesome, really nice skateboard rack that you can keep in your house. So this is what we're gonna do. We'll go ahead and we'll get.
All right, for the design process I used Fusion 360. And then I went to Home Depot and got them to rip down the pieces to 1 foot, and then I marked out all the locations for the holes to drill, and I kind of marked out the way the cabinet was going to look.
All right, so I got all the dimensions I got here. I got a, this will be a 13-inch area right here that can hold like your camera gear and all that stuff, and then this is going to be a little 5-inch drawer that you can put, you know, like your different little things, all your skateboard little tools and stuff like that. And then right here I got a nice curve that we're gonna put there, and then we're gonna draw these ones out here are gonna be your skateboard racks. And this one's gonna be able to hold 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 skateboards. So what I'm gonna do now is take this to the table saw and get pretty close to that line right here, and then I'm gonna finish this off with the jigsaw.
Here I am using the dado jig and making some dados. This helps with the putting the cabinet together, and also makes for a strong cabinet. Alright, now I'm going to drill the holes 6 inches on center, and then using a speed square just do the 45-degree angles. And then using the jigsaw just cutting out where I marked the lines.
Alright, I got these fret faces of the thing, and I got these thin little strips I cut off from a piece of oak, and then we're just gonna kind of put these on there. I went this thin because I need to make this arch right here, and I couldn't go too much better than that because it snapped, so that's the reason for that.
Now I'm cutting out the top and the bottom of the cabinet. Then using the kreg jig, making a bunch of pocket holes to secure it together. Now I'm just going to put it together, and putting those dados in sure does make it real easy to put this thing together. Now we're putting on the bottom just the same way, using the clamps and then pocket holding these things together. I ended up adding 2 stretchers, one in the middle and one on the top. And using the palm router set up with a rabbet, I put a 1/4 inch rabbet all the way around each one of these to accept the 1/4 inch ply. And I cut the 1/4 inch ply to length, and then took it over to my sander and put a nice round over on each one of them, and it accepted it really nice. Here I am using the pocket hole again to make a face frame. And the assembly process is the same for this one. We use the clamps, pocket hole screw, everything together.
For the oak plywood.
And using a 1/4 inch round over, just putting a nice little edge on each one of those skateboard rack holders. Using 1/2 inch plywood, I make a drawer, and I just cut strips off, and then I cut them to length, and then use the pocket hole to secure it all together. And then using the same technique as we did on the back, just cutting a rabbet in the bottom of the drawer. And then just using some glue and some clamps to put the bottom piece in. Alright, here I am cutting some spacers to put in between the face frame and the edge of the cabinet to build out for the drawer.
One more time, we are 4 1/8. 4 1/8.
Alright, now it's time to start prepping this thing to sand. I just got some oak wood filler and started filling the holes. Alright, so I cut some oak up into 4-inch blocks, and then put a 15-degree angle on it, and then turned it all to the side and put a 5-degree angle on it to give it a little bit of a flare out on the sides. here I am putting on the door front. All I did was screw through the middle of it and then pulled it out and put some more screws in the back. And then I took it over to the router table and put a nice round over on everything. And then you see me putting the door pull on there as a skateboard wheel. And then I start building the door for the front of the cabinet. And same as before, do a nice round over on it. And here I am just putting on some simple hinges. And then you see me taking the door off here, and then I add the straight edge there just to get the center of the door there, and then I did the same thing as I did before and build the skateboard pole. Alright, I'll do the sanding off the camera, and next week we'll do the staining and the reveal. And if you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, it really does help, and hit that like button.